Water is our enemy. Water is the enemy of durability.
If you're not learning, you're dying.
Anyone that knows me knows that the quickest way to get under my skin is to suggest that I've done something without integrity.
As you guys know too, the more work you put in at the start, the better that relationship is and the better the project flows.
Welcome to the Build Insite Podcast. Real people, real insights. Step into the world of innovative construction, one conversation at a time.
Core values start with a small builder. And if we can give you products that help you reduce construction time and put more of the control back in your own hands so you don't have to outsource to as many trades, so you can really control the quality. I know you guys are both wrapping your own houses, for instance. A lot of these products, the high risk areas of waterproofing and things like that, if we can give you tools and systems that, one, help you build faster, then give you better solutions, take total control, I think it's a good thing. That was where a lot of our focus was around finding products that are going to speed up the construction process. And now we're looking at how do we incorporate those into products that are just going to improve the built form constantly.
Dad had done an amazing job in building a great culture, but there wasn't a system necessarily behind it. And we're still learning that system. We've still got a long way to go. We're practicing that at the moment and putting some things in place that can hopefully formalise and put a formula around what we try and do to make it better for builders. But right from 1894 through to the 90s and through to now, it's been the same customer for us, which has been professionals. So those people who use our materials to make a living.
How different the culture is in a hardware store business like yours, obviously being a part of the expo last year and meeting people like Luke. Andy, I don't think I met you on the day, but how many people have been with Bowens for, say, look, 35 years or 31 years, and how many people have been with such an extended period of time? Obviously, the culture inside the business to actually have people that are so invested in it and the personal drive to do well for everybody as well. It's a very rare thing to come by nowadays, and I think that having that independence that you've got, it's definitely making a difference.
Definitely, we're quite transparent with journey that's going on with our people. And I think that's appreciated. So they feel that the Bowens group and family, everyone in the business, they feel like they're really a part of that journey because they are.
Because, as I said, if you're not learning, you're dying. I just want to try and take as much as I can from a lot of different people. I was like that when I was an apprentice. I'd go up to one tradesman and one foreman, and then I'd look at what they were doing and I'd try and the better way for me to do things. And it's just how my mind kind of works. And I still want to do that. I want to take as much as I can from everyone that's willing to teach me or educate me, and then I can make it into my own process so I can make my business the best business it can be the best builder I can be, and be the best parent and husband that I can be.
One of the biggest things that I would have said to myself is ask the questions, like question it, think about it. It's okay to be wrong. I feel like if you ask a question and your boss says, no, that's not why we're doing it, this is why we're doing it, that's when you're going to learn the most. So like have that initiative to say, oh, why are we doing this? Or can I do it this way? Because you'll learn from that and you'll probably remember why you're doing that instead of just going, oh, well, my boss told me to put it there, so I must put it there.
For over 130 years, Bowens has been the builder's choice, providing a service that provides timber, hardware and innovative building products.
And now we're helping you further with this wonderful partnership.
We're proud to announce Bowens as our new premier sponsor, bringing you more of the insights that you love. Build Insight, together with Bowens.
Real people,
real insights.
As you guys know too, the more work you put in at the start, the better that relationship is and the better the project flows. So yeah, certainly try and put as much effort into that at the start. And that's predominantly where my role sits, and just trying to get everything ready so their owners are comfortable. They know what they're getting, they know how it's going to roll out, and then when we get to site, I can pass it on to our team and they can deliver the project really.
Yeah, and that's the easy part, isn't it? It's like
it is, yeah.
Right, just
the pre-con's where the work is for the owners, and then construction's a fun bit for them really. So
I'd got the business back on good standing, money in the bank, growing really well, and he started like just ripping money out and spending. And I was like, that wasn't our agreement. And we agreed to part ways before things got really ugly, because essentially there was a lack of integrity shown. And like anyone that knows me knows that the quickest way to get under my skin is to suggest that I've done something without integrity.
They actually do a practical day, and they have this conveyor belt where you dismantle this little cab and then you put it back together, and they've got an output of 1 per minute. And the first time you do it, it's like double that. And then you've got to work as a team to be like, how can we increase this output? And that mindset that through team collaboration and coming out with ideas, they doubled their output and it was easier. So you think, how could you build a house twice as quick and it'd be easier?
Ultimately, as builders, the biggest issue that we face is water. Water is our enemy. Water is the enemy of durability. And in America, and I suspect in Australia the same is true, 80% of construction defect litigation boils down to some type of water issue.
I would say one of the better resources for someone who is just starting to dip their toe into this is the My Home website. Have you heard of the myhome.gov.au website? It's really well written and easily accessible. There's stuff in there about energy efficiency, and there's even stuff in there about passive house and condensation now.
Yes.
Yeah, that is an excellent resource to start with. There's also Net Zero Builder website. I'm not sure if the actual website, might have to look it up and provide that, but the Net Zero Builder website has got some really good online training modules as well for builders looking to enter into this space.
I think one of our things is we actually push that we actually care. Like, we actually do want to see a good product. Like, if something comes out that's shit, like, we'll call it out and just kind of go, no, this isn't great. And it's super frustrating, but it does happen. And you need to get on top of that stuff pretty quick. But they fundamentally happen. So we do always want to make sure we're letting builders know if there's a problem. We do want to make sure we're achieving a result for the builder so they can deliver a result for the client. And then in turn, they'll sell more homes. So then fundamentally, they'll use us again. Marketing on that side of things, you've got... we've certainly Dorky has been doing our marketing. They've been doing a great job, even though Sarah is trying to probably call me right now to sign off on a few things, and I promise I will get there. But building the brand, obviously the awards and stuff like that are great, and just being out, putting a face to the company, trying to make sure that when someone rings, there's someone to answer the phone. Me and Ben do get a lot of phone calls, and we try to help problem solve them for the clients at that point in time. But sometimes you are just smashed and you can't get there for 24, 48 hours, and it is what it is. But we do generally care, and we do see that across. Like, one of our boilies sent me an image, goes, "Hey Matt, are we going to accept this?" I'm like, okay, well, he's got a hell of a lot of experience. I'm like, "Do you accept this?" He goes, "Me, no." I'm like, okay, well, no, we don't.
Well, then no, yeah.
No. And it was quite minor, to be honest. But, you know, it was, the steel beam was a little bit cooked when it got to us. So, no, we'll send it back. We can't fix that, and that's what it is. So we won't deliver it. So we try to, anything along those lines, I think, helps us try and build our brand and let people know who we are.
Dino, so I rocked up to site last week, got scratched bench tops, paint all over the windows.
Let me guess, Lukey. No goop?
No goop. And now we're spending big bucks trying to fix it.
Mate, Goop Guys roll on a thick, peelable, protective coating that saves your surfaces.
And your budget.
And your sanity, Lukey.
Seriously, check them out. goopguys.com.au. Protect your job from the start.
I did the same route, Brendan, with myself. I didn't do any of that volume work. But you don't necessarily learn the pace as much as the guys who might be full-time framers working off a square metre rate. Do you think there's a bit of that industry that it does become an advantage to do that early in your apprenticeship to kind of maybe learn a bit of pace about it? You can kind of tell the guys who have done it and who haven't, because they might frame completely a lot faster.
Absolutely.
It's all repetition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely got its benefits for sure. for me, definitely wasn't the path that I wanted to go down. But to have that experience and see, oh, you know, maybe I could work a little bit harder than what I was. Like, I don't think I was ever a slouch back in my apprenticeship days. Like, we were still pushed, but it wasn't a, you know, gun to the head type thing. Yeah. Cut this as quick as you can. It was more so, I want you to move with some pace, but I want you to make sure it's right. Yeah. Whereas with the volume guys, it's more along the lines of, you know,
I want you to move fast and just hurry up.
I'll always remember this story. Like, we were on one job, and I don't know if I'd been with them for long, but I was cutting noggins for a wall frame or whatever, and I remember him coming over to me, and I won't mention any names, but he just came over to me and he was like, "You're not effing cutting these quick enough. Get on your bike and start cutting them quicker." And it's like, mate, it's a 3 meter length of timber. Like, I'm going to save 5 seconds if I cut these any quicker. Like, is that what it comes down to? And that's just an example of, you know, what they're like. And it's understandable, because if they build a house in a week or a day, like, they're still getting the same money. So they got to punch them out, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely down the route of quality over quantity in every facet of life. But I think, yeah, you can see that it comes down to the individual too. Like, you got to have someone who maybe has a bit more care to them. We all move different speeds and so forth anyway. Yeah. But it's just an important part of the industry. I think there's a massive difference between residential custom-built homes and residential volume-built homes. It adds up to more than what the initial kind of hourly agreed rate is, isn't it?
Yeah, hourly rate sort of goes out the window when you start getting a bit bigger and you've got overheads and, or markups. Markups are just a load of fluff anyway, so, but yeah, just really knowing your numbers.
I do work with alterations and additions, but mostly they're going to have an architect involved, or a builder. And often, again, I even just approach it in the same way I did this project. It's like, let's just get it modeled. Let's just see where you're sitting. Let's make we're going to have to make some assumptions somewhere, but let's just see where you're at and let's see where we can go. And let's just engage with that process and explore, really, is sort of what I say to my clients as well. You can apply the same thing to an existing home. Yep.
We actually hate variations. Like, I hate submitting variations because it's never like, I don't know, when I was like doing my apprenticeship, like all I heard was like variations where you make all the money. It's like, no, we don't make any money doing variations. It consumes all of your project management to create some variations. By the time you actually, it might be $1,000, $1,500, but it all ends up right. But you might spend 4 hours doing the variation, and there's like $500 in labor to do it. So then you put a markup on that, you know, $1,000 variation or whatever. The markup doesn't even cover the cost of the actual labor to do it. So you're not actually making any money on the variation. And so there's just like, unless you've got a project on your table and you've got 150 pages of every single detail, there's going to be some sort of level of variation.
Awesome, mate. Last one. This is actually a really very interesting question. Best piece of business advice Ryan has ever received?
Don't start growing your business till you know your numbers.
Circa was conceptualized by John Bowen, and we opened around about 2020. The concept for Circa was to be a selection studio for the small to middle builders within the Bones community and beyond. And it's to make it their own. It's a space for them to come and utilize. Bigger builders obviously have their own spaces, but the smaller, more medium ones don't. So we wanted to offer that facility.
I think this one's actually been answered a couple of times, but what's one piece of advice you give someone starting out in your field or looking to build better?
Yeah, I think incremental change. Just choose something on this project to do well, and then approach your next project differently. So incremental change, just choose to do something, do it well. You've already quoted it, you're halfway through building or just starting, just do it well and do it once, and then approach the next project with the next piece of information, the next piece of education that you've acquired.
Are these things that you're spelling out within your pre-construction package, or are they things that you're just building on once you've won the job? How are you structuring, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm very clear in the pre-construction. Like in my first meeting, I'm showing them how I'm estimating their project. I'm showing them that this is how I'll be estimating. This is the tools I use. And it's basically a non-negotiable in my pre-construction now. That's how I estimate. So that's, every project goes through that process. But I haven't had any clients look at it and think that it's not of any value. And it really helps when presenting too, when you're presenting costs and your final proposal. You can really go through it and help them understand it. The typical way might be a scope of works, where you might have a written scope of works of what you're actually going to be completing on site. So this is a really way of diving into each part of the building and helping clients understand what's involved.
It's a great one. Another one to throw into the ring that I'm not sure if you guys, I've spoken to Luke about this one, but ProCalc, is that something that you've had to play around with as well, Adam?
Yeah, I do use ProCalc. So I've got it slipped into my pre-construction process there now. So I've got a very well-rounded pre-construction process now. Like I've tried a lot of different pre-construction processes over the years, but I've really dialed in one that fits my business. And I think what's really great about it is people can come into different stages of it. Where I found the issues before with pre-construction is you might be pushing one sort of method or one path for them to go down, but the reality is people come in at different stages during their project journey. So you really need a pre-construction process where they can slip into certain areas of it. The ideal situation for every builder is to work with them from the very start and with them and the designer and work through it. But the reality is not all projects come through like that. So you really need a pre-construction process where people can come in at different stages and you're able to help them and not just push them down a path that they don't want to go down.
We are absolutely thrilled to announce that Circus Studio are coming on board as a major sponsor and supporter of Build Insite.
Circus Studio is Australia's leading interior design centre. If you're an architect, building designer, interior designer, builder, or just looking to build your dream home, you need to make a time and come in and check out the space here in Port Melbourne. This space holds every element that you'll possibly need to design your dream home. You don't want to have those conversations, oh, mate, by the way, we need the tiles next week.
Yeah.
Like that part of it, you want to take that stress out for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And minimise variations.
Mm.
That's one of the biggest things we've found is like the way they model it, they'll use your engineering and your architecturals. So you can see if a beam's running through a skylight, or you can see if a window's missing a lintel, or you can just forecast all these things. We literally done one maybe a month and a half ago. 2 of the skylights, there was PFC beams running through the skylights. We're like, are you aware of this? I'm not sure if you want to see this steel beam through the skylight. And he's like, oh, what? He's like, nah, I didn't know. But like, we're as builders, we can't invest, weeks on end to every set of plans.
Mm.
So it's like a majority of people will go, yep, cool, let's sign a contract, not even realizing that's happening. And then you go put the skylight in, you go, that's not going to work.
Mm.
Do you want to delete your skylight? And then it just causes friction throughout the project. So instead, I can run them through the model and go, hey guys, just so you're aware, we're going to have to move this skylight, or we're going to have to delete this because you've got a beam running through it. And there's just so many things that we call it clash detection, that you can pick up on, because the engineer and the architect, sometimes they don't even talk.
Mm.
And it's like that overarching communication that you need to take responsibility for, that we don't charge for as a builder. Because it's like, well, we can't look at every set of plans. But this process, because we charge for that process, gives us the ability to do it in a streamlined way.
Building things into tiles and joinery and those things that are more permanent and long lasting, that are things that really resonate with the core of the person, and they've always loved that color tone or mixture of finishes. And then if people really want to adopt a fast trend, my philosophy is that if you can't take that fast trend item to an op shop for somebody else to love and repurpose, then it shouldn't be a trend in your home. So you could have a vase that is the on-trend color, and you can decide in 12 months' time, no, I want to adopt a new trend. But you can take that vase to the op shop, somebody else can buy it and love it. It's not wasteful. But if you put an on-trend color tile in, and then in 12 months' time you go, I don't like this anymore, I want to change it, you can do it if you can afford it, but there's a lot of waste that goes with that.
And it's even thinking of, okay, what problems have we encountered over the years? What do we need to put in place to eliminate those errors? And errors will still come up, but it's okay, we take that learning, we put that into the system. So the next project, it doesn't happen. So it's just, it can probably look like to our trades that we're trying to over-manage and really baby them, but we're doing it for a reason, to ensure that nothing gets missed and that the project runs smoothly.
Yeah, I love that. We've had these QA checklists in place for a while, and it's never a one and done. Like, you can talk to 50 builders, they'll give you 50 different examples, and obviously you need to draw from your own experience, but essentially it's just a checklist, isn't it? Like, once you hit this stage, before we put concrete in the ground, here's 50 points, and 30 of them are not applicable for this job. So you check them off, and it just helps everyone pause. Okay, concrete pour tomorrow, check these things. Yep, we're all good. Oh, hold on a second. There's a bar missing there. Oh, engineer missed that. Better get that one in.
Today, I can book my tiler tomorrow because I'm controlling it. I'm not waiting on anyone else, and I know it's going to be ready. You know, it's one of those products that, again, what I was mentioning about how do we provide you guys better products that allow you to build faster, build better, and take control.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned in 131 years of family business? And we know you haven't been in the business for 131 years, John, but just from the past generations.
Be a good person.
We just need to say a massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters. Without them, Build Insite wouldn't be possible. So to Bowens, Circus Studio, Wonderbuild, Goop Guys, Calorie Building, and Backman Builders, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you again next week.
Let's cue the disclaimer. I need to let you know that myself and the Build Insite team are in no way, shape or form qualified to give you personal or specific business advice. We strongly encourage you seek out the use of professionals for products or when you are making personal or business decisions. Everything discussed during the Build Insite podcast is our own and the guest opinion and personal experience and is of a general nature only. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Catch you on the next one.